Hi, I'm Lori and I love books. Today's tea is from Bigelow Botanicals and it's a cold water infusion of blueberry citrus basil. And it came out in this beautiful purplish pink color. It's a very interesting taste. It has mostly the basil taste and then like a little after taste of fruit, but not very sweet at all. So today I'm going to be reviewing for the Children's Classics Club book from May, and that's from the Mixed Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankwieler by E.L. Konigsberg. And this is an interesting story told from the perspective of Mrs. Basil E. Frankwieler to her lawyer Saxenberg. And it's about Claudia and Jamie, two children that run away to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. And Claudia picked Jamie because Jamie has money, but Claudia just has big ideas. And so they run away to the museum, and they stay in the museum for a few days, and while they're at the museum, there's a new exhibit on display, and it's of an angel. And there's a lot of discussion if the angel was made by Michelangelo. And so instead of it being they're trying to run away from home and they're trying to live on their own in the museum, it turns into them wanting to figure out, mostly Claudia, wanting to figure out if this was really made by Michelangelo. And so they do try to research things and figure out if this is really one of his works of art. And as they're trying to figure that out, they go to see Mrs. Basil E. Frankwieler, who lets them try to figure out her filing system and figure out the information they're looking for. And then she also helps them get back home to their parents. And it's kind of told in a very odd way because it's like one person talking to another person. So there's a lot of times where she'll interrupt the story and talk directly to Saxenberg, which can be a little disruptive. It kind of disrupts the flow a bit. And then so the children return home, and it's kind of ambiguous as to whether the art is or isn't, because some people could be 100% convinced and other people can't. And then this edition is from Barnes & Noble, and it's a special edition, so it's got the velvet cover, and then the pretty end papers, and then some fairly simple illustrations, but with like, let's see, like some shading and things. And then this has an afterword from the author, and apparently there was a missing Michelangelo statue of a Cupid that was later found, and a lot of people, and this book came out before the statue was found, and a lot of people were like, is life imitating art? Did life imitate this book? And they literally asked the author, did she know anything about it? And she's like, no. And then it also has a letter of like Claudia and Jamie because the author won the Newbery Caldecott Awards. And so it has this like little back and forth between Jamie and Claudia at the end that kind of continues, like it's like a afterward. So it was a very interesting story. There is a movie based on this from like the 90s. So maybe I'll try to get a copy of that and compare the two. But it was a very fun, enjoyable book, very kind of odd. It sounds like it should be the start of a series, because you're like, Files, maybe she has other stories with maybe not Jamie and Claudia, but other stories from Mrs. Basil E. Frankwieler. But no, the the author considered this the complete thing. But she does have other books, and I will definitely try them. One's called A View from Saturday, so I definitely plan on reading more from that author. So next month we will be doing this month, sorry, in June, we'll be reading The 100 Dresses by Eleanor Estes. And I read this as a child, and I haven't read it since, so I'm looking forward to rereading this. And that's the Children's Classics Club over on Goodreads. I will be doing a video Saturday on this books 2 through 4 of Mary Poppins, and then next week I have some other fun things planned. You can find me over on Instagram at Lori_loves_books. If you have anything you want to comment on, please put them in the comments. And until next time, I hope you have a lovely time reading. Bye!